Here is the Burzes audiobook channel. You are currently listening to the fantasy novel, The Ethereal Journey. Chapter 1, Girlfriend's Betrayal. Mr. Li, it's Mr. Zheng from Tante Company on the phone. Secretary Xiao has always been puzzled why her company's general manager Li Qiang, such a smart person, likes to mix with this Mr. Zheng. Tante Company is a standard shell company, and its CEO, Zheng Weiguang, is definitely a troublemaker. Sighing internally, she thought, boss's affairs are not something we as small employees can ask about. She shook her head and went back to her own work. The company up and down admires General Manager Li Qiang's character. With his determination and courage, he started this trading company with very little capital and built it into a company with tens of millions of assets in just 6 short years. Although many people in the business world envy him, they still have to admire his determination, unique vision, and boldness. Li Qiang is 29 years old, with a short stature and dark skin. He comes from a poor family background, but with his exceptional intelligence and the support of friends, he managed to stumble through 4 years of university. Because he is naturally friendly and generous, he has made many friends. Hey, Weiguang, what's up? I have a meeting in a while. What? You want to meet to talk about it? Come on, can't we talk about it any other day? I'll invite you to dinner tomorrow and we can talk then. Today? No, what? The guarantee thing? Damn. Okay, I'll be right there. Li Qiang hung up the phone with a dark expression, paused for a moment, and said, Xiao, cancel the afternoon meeting. Tell Peng Zidong and Jianzai to go to room 403 at the Hilton Hotel right away. Quickly. Li Qiang urgently drove to the Hilton Hotel. As soon as he got out of the car, he hurried up the stairs. Zheng Weiguang was already waiting at the door. Seeing Li Qiang arrive, he said, Changgu, don't worry, we need to carefully discuss this matter. What's the story with Banshou Company? Ugh, their CEO is accused of fraud, he absconded with a huge amount of money, and the companies that guaranteed their loans are all scrambling. The companies that were cheated have already filed a lawsuit with the court. I'm just letting you know so you're not caught off guard. Zheng Weiguang continued, frankly, I also misjudged them. Bro, it's my fault. I shouldn't have advised you to guarantee their company. This is not the time for apologies. We still need to figure out what's going on, Li Qiang said calmly, his small eyes shining with intelligence. When did this happen? Zheng Weiguang was surprised by Li Qiang's composure. It's been about 3 days now. I called you as soon as I knew. Boss. 2 young men waved and greeted Li Qiang from a distance. Alright, Weiguang, I have to go. We'll keep in touch by phone, Li Qiang said as he hustled downstairs with the 2 men. In the lobby, he immediately instructed Jianzai to find out more about the situation and asked Peng Zidong to go back to the company and gather the department managers for a meeting when he returns. As Li Qiang got into his car and ordered the driver to start, he realized that this was a major mess. Unable to pinpoint the issue, he took out his phone to call his girlfriend, but it said she was turned off. A sense of unease washed over Li Qiang. The driver said, Mr. Li, we've arrived at the company. Just as Li Qiang was about to get out of the car, his phone suddenly rang. After listening to the call, his face turned pale, and he said, go back, immediately to the Hilton Hotel. Li Qiang returned to room 403 at the Hilton Hotel. Standing outside the door, he clearly heard familiar voices coming from inside the room, his girlfriend's laughter. Xiao Guang honey, we got so much money this time, will you take me away with you? If Chang finds out, it will be troublesome. Hee, you're so bad. Hey, be careful not to say anything, come here, my little babe. Standing numbly outside the door, Li Qiang felt everything around him become strangely unfamiliar, as a surge of anger rose in him. He staggered to find a floor attendant and asked her to open the door. Since he frequently rented this room to entertain his friends, the floor attendants were familiar with him. Entering the room, Li Qiang coldly looked at the naked couple on the bed, silently watching them scramble to put their clothes on. Zheng Weiguang stuttered, "Qiang. Qiang bro, listen to me, let me explain." Li Qiang looked at him with a gaze as cold as ice, saying calmly, "A long time ago, when I was very poor and young, there was a guy who always bullied and insulted me. Do you know what happened to him?" Zheng Weiguang was expecting Li Qiang to shout and scream, but instead, his calm demeanor made him feel a shiver of dread. "Qiang bro. I. Let me tell you, I've tolerated a lot. You wouldn't believe it, but one day, he bullied a close friend of mine who was very concerned about me. Do you know what I did?" Li Qiang's face suddenly twisted, and the hand behind his back stabbed out viciously, a fruit knife plunging deeply into Zheng Weiguang's stomach. "You're just like him, both of you have been stabbed by me," Li Qiang whispered in Zheng Weiguang's ear. Li Qiang's girlfriend screamed loudly. Zheng Weiguang couldn't believe the knife in his stomach. He had exploited Li Qiang's likable and outgoing personality a year ago, setting up a scheme with the registration of Banshou Company, using Li Qiang's company as a guarantee for their fraudulent activities. With his charming looks and smooth talk, he had also seduced Li Qiang's girlfriend, and together they had deceived Li Qiang. He never expected that Li Qiang would discover so soon and would stab him. Li Qiang let go of the knife and said sadly, "I have countless friends, but knowing you was a mistake." Without even looking at his girlfriend, Li Qiang turned and walked out of the room, feeling as if 1,000 sharp blades had pierced his heart. The pain was so soul-crushing that he felt like he would rather die than live like this. Li Qiang dismissed his driver and drove aimlessly on the road. When he stopped the car, he realized he had arrived at the lakeside in the suburbs, which was a place he used to come with his girlfriend. Suddenly, his phone rang. Picking it up, he heard, "Hello, do you remember me? It's Fu Shan." Li Qiang immediately remembered him as a friend he had met 5 years ago. This man was extremely mysterious. After meeting him, he had asked Li Qiang to follow him, but Li Qiang, who was full of ambition at that time, had refused. Before he left, he had told Li Qiang, "In 5 years, I will come to find you. By then, you will need my help." For some reason, he had left a strong impression on Li Qiang, and even after several years, his memory was still vivid. A shiver of alarm ran through Li Qiang's heart, and he said, "I remember. Do you want me to help you? How can you help? Where are you?" "Behind you." Li Qiang turned around in surprise, and a tall figure appeared before him. After regaining his composure, he looked closely at Fu Shan. He was dressed in a well-fitting black suit with a dark green patterned tie, accentuating his powerful physique. His long black hair flowed freely behind him, and his large, dark eyes, set beneath thick eyebrows, emitted a penetrating gaze that seemed to pierce one's soul. Although he appeared to be in his early 30s, the sense of weariness in his eyes made it difficult to determine his actual age. Li Qiang had never known what profession Fu Shan was engaged in, and he always felt that he was a very mysterious person. 5 years had passed since they last saw each other, and Fu Shan had not aged a bit. "Brother Fu, how did you know I was here?" The sound of sirens could be heard in the distance, and Fu Shan turned to look. He smiled and said, "It seems like the police are looking for you." The sound of a cell phone ringing interrupted the conversation. Li Qiang answered the call and suddenly burst into laughter, apparently hearing something very amusing. He threw his phone far into the lake and turned to Fu Shan, asking, "How can you help me? You should go. I don't want to drag you into this. They've surrounded this place." Fu Shan looked at Li Qiang with a smile and said, "I'll ask you the same question again. Are you willing to come with me?" Li Qiang felt that Fu Shan was being somewhat obstinate and shouted, "I'm willing." "So what fucking use is that?" Voices and footsteps could be heard approaching from all directions, and a loudspeaker announced, "The person inside, stop moving." Put your hands on the roof of the car and do not resist unnecessarily. Fu Shan laughed loudly and said, "All right, you've finally agreed." Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. Many police officers approached with guns drawn. As Li Qiang looked at Fu Shan laughing, he felt a sense of sadness, hoping not to drag him into trouble. Fu Shan seemed to appreciate the situation and smiled at him, revealing his white teeth. A flash of white light blinded the approaching police officers, and when they opened their eyes again, the two figures had disappeared without a trace. Only Li Qiang's car remained parked alone by the lakeside. With that, Li Qiang embarked on his mysterious journey. He never dreamed that the days ahead would be so rich and colorful, so thrilling, and so unbelievable. Hee, we're here. Fu Shan looked at the empty ancient battlefield with a smile and said. Li Qiang was so astonished that he couldn't believe his eyes. Watching Fu Shan was like looking at a monster. It was simply impossible. In the blink of an eye, the surroundings had completely changed. Everything that had just happened, including the police officers rushing towards them, had vanished in an instant. And the scenery here was like a Gobi desert. Brother, I know you have many questions, but let me finish transforming your body first before I explain everything to you. That way, it will be easier for you to accept, Fu Shan said gently. Li Qiang stared at Fu Shan in amazement as his body slowly emitted a golden glow. He held a purple orb in his hands and slowly floated away from the ground, looking extremely holy. The only thought in Li Qiang's mind was, I don't know if he's a god or a great immortal, but he's definitely not human. Among my countless friends, there's someone like him. This is really strange. Gradually, the purple orb emitted a dazzling glow, detaching from Fu Shan's hand and hovering over Li Qiang's head. An unknown force pulled Li Qiang up from the ground into the purple light. He let out a comfortable sigh, closed his eyes, and clearly felt a powerful warm current flowing from his scalp to his feet. The warm current gradually became stronger and hotter, until Li Qiang could no longer bear it and wanted to scream. Horrified, he realized that he couldn't do anything, not even open his eyes. Yet, the sensation in his body became clearer and clearer. The pain was like someone setting a fire in his heart, burning his internal organs. Whenever Li Qiang felt like he was about to collapse, a cool force would timely protect him. After an indeterminate amount of time, the pain gradually subsided, and the initial sense of comfort returned. Alright, it's finally done. Hee, it's perfect, Fu Shan said happily. Oh, right, I forgot to tell you. The power of the purple flame heart has altered your appearance. You should take a look in the mirror later. Purple flame heart? What is that? An indescribable sense of comfort spread out from his bones, and standing on the ground, Li Qiang stretched lazily, causing a popping sound like frying beans to echo from his bones. This one stretch made Li Qiang feel stronger from head to toe. Startled, the first thing Li Qiang noticed was his vision. The distant mountains were clearly visible, and the eagle soaring in the sky had its feathers clearly visible. The light whistle of the wind across the land, the birdsong and the whinny of horses in the distance were all so clear. A little confused, Li Qiang looked down and was startled again. His originally fitting clothes and pants were now ridiculously small, with the hems of his pants shrinking to below his knees. Suddenly, it dawned on Li Qiang that he had grown taller. Hee, the purple flame heart is a treasure I use for cultivation. It's specifically used for laying a foundation. Your physical constitution and character are perfectly suited for it, Fu Shan explained with a smile. Li Qiang opened his mouth, but he couldn't utter a single word. Everything was simply too incredible for him. This is just the beginning of your cultivation journey. I've only laid the foundation for you. To fully absorb and utilize the power of the purple flame heart and cultivate your own strength to reach the realm of a cultivation expert, young man, the road ahead is still long, Fu Shan said, surprised that Li Qiang had integrated the purple flame heart so quickly. Although he had only absorbed less than 1% of its power, this affinity still surprised Fu Shan greatly. He had indeed chosen the right person 5 years ago. After a long time, Li Qiang finally calmed down, but he had so many questions. "Brother Fu, are you a god or immortal?" he asked, as his knowledge and experience were completely unable to comprehend what Fu Shan had done. "What is a god or immortal? What do they represent?" Fu Shan asked with a smile. "Well, I think gods and immortals are omnipotent, they live forever, and, well, no one has ever seen a god or immortal before. And there should be a Yama, and also a Buddha, and what does God do?" Li Qiang's words became increasingly confused as he spoke. Watching Li Qiang ramble, Fu Shan couldn't help but burst out laughing. "Kid, I'm not the god or immortal you imagine. I'm a cultivator, but in terms of my abilities, I'm close to what you would call a god or immortal." Looking at the confused Li Qiang, Fu Shan continued, "I'm also from Earth, a Han Chinese. But I left Earth during the Western Han Dynasty. With my current abilities, I can be your guide. I came to Earth from the planet Fengyuan just to find someone who could integrate the power of the purple flame heart. I searched for 9 years on Earth and found you in the 4th year. Unfortunately, you refused to follow me then, but fortunately, you've finally agreed now." Li Qiang felt like a fool. After all, he had graduated from university and obtained a bachelor's degree. How could he not understand what Fu Shan was saying? But he still grasped a few points. This Fu Shan was from Earth, he had left during the Western Han Dynasty, he was a cultivator, which meant that regardless of whether he believed it or not, he had lived for over 1,000 years. And Li Qiang was the one who could integrate the purple flame heart. In an instant, Li Qiang became excited again. This Fu Shan was from outer space, and he was definitely going to take him out of Earth. Right now, Li Qiang was extremely disappointed and wanted to leave this place that had caused him so much sadness and anger. Suddenly, a mixture of joy and sorrow surged in his heart, and he burst out laughing hysterically, tears streaming down his face. Fu Shan was startled by his howling laughter with a hook in it. "Hey, kid, is what I said so funny?" No, brother Fu, what should we do next?" Li Qiang quickly wiped away his tears and quickly changed the topic. Once he had made the decision to leave, Li Qiang felt much lighter. "Well, we have about 20 days left on Earth before we leave. It's a bit tight, but we can make it. Buddy, let's go to a big city first." Fu Shan conjured a new set of clothes in his hand, including socks and leather shoes. "Buddy, change into these clothes first. You can't be seen like this now." Li Qiang took the clothes and quickly put them on, only to discover that they were all branded, even the socks were from the best brand in the world. "Hee, it's true that clothes make the man. I never expected you to be so dashing and debonair," praised Fu Shan. Li Qiang felt his face turn red. He had never heard anyone call him dashing and debonair before. With a bitter expression, he said, "Brother, I have a nickname since I was young. People call me Ground Rat. Dashing and debonair? I'm not even close. Please don't embarrass me, old man." Fu Shan shook his head with a smile, thinking to himself, no one believes in the powerful force of the purple flame heart. It can bring incredible changes. This is the most difficult treasure to refine in our Chongxian sect. It has already transformed the unremarkable Li Qiang into such an astonishing person. I wonder what will happen in the future. It's really exciting to anticipate. Looking at his branded clothes, Li Qiang suddenly thought of a question. "Brother, I haven't seen you carrying any luggage. You've been empty-handed all the time. Where did you put the clothes and shoes?" Fu Shan stretched out his left hand and lifted his sleeve, revealing a 3-finger-wide bracelet on his wrist. The color of the bracelet was strange, a dark brownish-black with faint patterns emitting a mysterious silver halo, slowly rotating inside the bracelet. "Oh my God, it's so beautiful. What kind of bracelet is this?" Li Qiang was amazed. "This is called a nanospace bracelet. It's a special item for advanced cultivators, specifically used for storing things. This nanospace bracelet is the best kind. I've only found one in all these years. Oh, I have another one that I replaced after getting the nanospace. I'll give it to you. Fu Shan conjured a bracelet in his hand as if by magic. Li Qiang played with the newly acquired bracelet. The color of the bracelet was cobalt blue, neither metal or wood nor stone. He didn't know what it was made of. It was twice as wide as the nanospace bracelet, with strange irregular patterns on the edge. Looking closely, he saw that the bracelet seemed to be squeezed out of thin cobalt blue threads, and there seemed to be silver stars sparkling underneath the blue threads. This kind of bracelet is called a tambo bracelet. It's the best among similar storage bracelets. Try it on, said Fu Shan with a smile. There are many things in the bracelet that I don't need anymore. Consider them as a gift for meeting you. Li Qiang put on the bracelet and immediately understood its mystery. Although he didn't understand the principle behind its creation, he had no difficulty using it. He conjured a stack of money in his hand, made it disappear, and then conjured a diamond as big as an egg. Li Qiang exclaimed in surprise, "There are so many things in the bracelet. Ah, this is a diamond. And this, holy shit, it's a long sword." He saw the objects in his hand appearing and disappearing. Fu Shan looked at Li Qiang and smiled. "It's time to hit the road. Everything in the bracelet is yours. You can take a closer look later." He heard Fu Shan shout, "Let's go." A flash of white light appeared, and there was no one left on the ground. The first chapter ends. Thank you for listening. This is Burz's audiobook channel. Please follow me to get updates in the first time.